How to pedal this manual sewing machine is very easy. It's something you can learn within 1 hour. So for this manual sewing machine, you can pedal it manually and electrically. To pedal it manually, you use the foot pedal. So you use the foot pedal to pedal it manually, and you use what we call motor to pedal it electrically. This is what we call motor, so you can pedal this machine electrically. So today I'll be showing you the easiest way to pedal this sewing machine manually and electrically without wasting so much of your time. Let's dive into it. Alright, so now to pedal this machine, the first thing you want to do is to remove your needle from the needle bar. You want to remove the needle from the needle bar. Then you remove the bobbin compartment underneath the machine from the bobbin case hook. So this is the bobbin case and this is the bobbin hook. The essence of removing this needle and the shuttle is so that in the process of learning how to pedal this machine, you don't get to break your needle or destroy any part of the machine. So right now, the first thing you want to do is to roll this your balance wheel towards you like this. Always roll it towards you like this. You don't do this, no. Always roll this towards you like this. Like I said in our previous video, I said this balance wheel sets our machine in motion. So it is this balance wheel that controls the machine. So once you roll the balance wheel towards you like this, you want to look under and check the foot pedal. So that is the foot pedal. So what you want to do is, as you are rolling the balance wheel, you will see that the foot pedal is also moving, right? All you need to do is to check the direction of the foot pedal. Put your two legs, put your both leg, then check the direction of the foot pedal. So just follow the direction and use your leg to control it. Start pedaling it like this. Can you see? So that is how to pedal your machine. Let me show you one more time. You want to roll your hand wheel, your balance wheel. We call it hand wheel as well. So you want to roll your balance wheel like this. Check where the foot pedal is going. If it's going upward, you just use your leg to follow it upward. If it's going downward, just use your leg to follow it downward. So right now, as I'm rolling it, I can see that the foot pedal is going downward. So I'll just use my leg to control it and start pedaling. So can you see? So this is how to pedal your machine. So the next thing you want to do now is to insert your needle and wheel the thread inside the bobbin. So I will insert the needle back. So this is the needle bar. I will insert the needle. You want to shift it up, then you insert the needle. So this is the bobbin, and I'll show you how to wheel thread inside this bobbin now. So there are two ways you can wheel your thread inside the bobbin. So you can either use this bobbin winder to wheel your thread inside the bobbin, or you get a nail. You can get a nail like this, insert your bobbin inside it, or anything that can pass through the hole of that bobbin. But please don't get anything that will be too tight. It should not be too tight. Just get something like this, and you can also use your shuttle to wheel. I will show you how to use this shuttle in case you don't have any nail or anything to use. So you can use your shuttle to wheel it. So the first thing I want to do now is to show you how to wheel your thread inside the bobbin using this bobbin winder. So now roll your thread out. Use your left hand to hold it down like this, to hold the thread down like this. Can you see? Use it to hold it down like this. Then you wrap your thread. You can wrap it like 2 or more times. Can you see? Then I'll pass it here. So once I pass it here, I'll press down. If you want to press down, you can see it is stiff, right? You can see that this is stiff. All you need to do is to press down, then you close. I hope you get this. So once you are done doing that, use your left hand to hold the thread like this. Use your right hand to wind it, then you start pedaling. Can you see? So this is how to roll your thread inside the bobbin using this bobbin winder. So this is one way to roll your thread. So when you try your bobbin winder and you see that after you've done this, after you start pedaling your machine is not rolling, just use your hand to hold this part down. Once you hold it down, it will start rolling. So that is another way. Another way to roll the thread inside the bobbin, you want to repeat the same thing. You roll it like this. So once you are done rolling, you want to pick your nail. This is nail, right? So you want to pick the nail, insert it inside like this. Once you've inserted it, you roll your balance wheel like this. Start pedaling your machine, then you put. Can you see this? So this is another way to use your. Okay, let's assume you want to use your bobbin case in case you don't have any other thing. You want to use your bobbin case. So this is plastic bobbin or wheeler. So all you need to do is to start pedaling. Put your. Can you see the way I put it? Use this to hook this to hold it down. Then you start winding your machine. So I've shown you three ways to wind your thread inside the bobbin. Alright, so let's go ahead to thread this manual sewing machine. So the first thing you want to do is to put your thread on the spool pin like this. So you can either find your spool pin here or at the top here. Once you put your thread, you want to pull it out and wrap it just once on the machine like this. Then you pass it through the thread guide. This is the thread guide. You pass it through the thread guide. From the thread guide, you pass it through the tension regulator. Just look at the way I'm passing it through the tension regulator. After that, you pass it through the thread takeoff. From the back of the thread takeoff, you pass it to the front like this. After that, you want to pass it through this thread guide again. Then you insert it to your needle. When you are inserting to your needle, you have to pass from the left side and bring it out from the right side. You don't do the other way around, otherwise your machine will not stitch well. So you pass it from the left side and bring it out from the right side. So just pass from the left side here and bring it out from the right side. So that is that. So after this, the next thing you want to do is to pick your shuttle or your bobbin case and your bobbin. This is bobbin reeler, right? So you want to do is once you've inserted it inside like this, there is small cut here. Can you see the small cut? All you want to do is to pass your thread inside it like this and bring it here. So you can see it has hold both the bobbin case and the bobbin. What you want to do now is to insert it inside the bobbin case hook underneath the machine. Yeah. So once you've done that, the next thing you want to do is to use your hands to roll your balance wheel and let the needle dip inside like this. After the needle has dipped inside, all you want to do is to use your hand to pull this thread. You are still using the other hand to wind the machine. So you use your hand, your second hand to pull the thread. You can see it has formed a loop. All you need to do is to bring it out like this. Then you pass it to the back. So this is how to thread your machine. Let me show you one more time. I'll bring it out and show you one more time so that you can get this correctly. All right, the first thing you want to do, follow me as I do this. Roll it like this. Let it pass it through the thread guide. After that, you let it pass it through the tension regulator. After that, you pass it through the thread takeoff. You can see you pass it from the back of that thread takeoff. You pass it to the front like this. Then after that, you want to pass it to the thread guide again. Then you pass it inside your needle. Then you are passing it from the left side. You bring it out from the right side. So I hope this is clear. Then after this, you want to use your hand to roll your balance wheel. Then let the needle dip inside the machine. Then you drag this. Once you drag this, you will see that the thread inside the bobbin has formed a loop. Just use your hand to drag the loop out like this. Then this is how to thread your machine. Alright, so right now I'll show you how to sew on your fabric. So you want to pass your thread, you want to pass it to the back like this. Then you insert your fabric. After inserting your fabric like this, you want to bring down your presser foot lifter, you bring it down. When your presser foot is up, there is no way you can sew. You need to bring your presser foot down before you can start sewing. And when your presser foot is down like this, there is no way you can pass your fabric. So your presser foot lifter, you lift it up, insert your fabric, then you bring it down. Then you can start sewing. And there's something we call back stitch. It means locking your stitch. When you don't lock your stitch, you find out that after you finish sewing, your stitch is losing. It's because you didn't lock your stitch. So the first thing you want to do when you want to start sewing is to lock your stitch. So how do you lock your stitch? You roll your balance wheel. Remember I said you should always roll your balance wheel towards you like this. You roll it towards you like this. So you stitch like 2 times. Can you see? This stitch length regulator, you raise it up. When you raise it up, it means you want to back stitch, like you want to sew backward. You will see that by the time I started sewing, it will, the machine will start sewing backwards. Can you see? You can see that it's sewing backward. So that is the function of raising this your stitch length regulator, raising it up. It means you want to sew backward. Then after that, you now bring it down to the normal stitch. Don't make the mistake of taking it to the last stitch, because when you take it to the last stitch, it means you want to sew on a loose stitch. So when you want to bring it back, you bring it back to the normal stitch, then you start sewing. Can you see? Like I said, always let your foot pedal guide you when you are sewing. So you just start sewing, you continue sewing like this. So when you get to the last edge, you want to repeat the same thing. You need to lock your stitch when you get to the last edge. So you raise your stitch length regulator, you raise it up, you sew backward like 3 times. Can you see? Then you bring it back to the normal stitch again, you sew. So this is how to sew on your fabric. I'll show you one more time so that you can get this right. And as you see that I'm using a yellow color of thread on a navy blue fabric. So this is because I'm using it for tutorial purpose. When you are sewing, you need to use a color matching of thread. The same color of thread you use it for your fabric. You don't use different color like this. So I'll show you second time so that you can get this right. So you want to put your fabric, bring down your presser foot lifter, bring it down. Then you sew 1 2 3. You back stitch 1 2 3. Then you bring it down to the normal stitch. Then you start sewing. Can you see this? So when you get to the last edge, you want to do the same thing. Sew backward, sew forward. So this is how to sew on your fabric. So when you finish sewing, you want to check your stitch to make sure your stitch is well sewn. So when you notice your stitch is tangling around here, that means you didn't fix your needle well, or your bobbin case is not well fixed. When your bobbin case is not well fixed, you notice that your stitch is tangling. So all you need to do is to adjust it. So that is all. So that is all for this class. Thank you for watching this video to the end, and please don't forget, practice, practice, practice. Practice make perfect. The more you practice, the more you get used to it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thank you. I love you all. Bye.